Hey everyone, Dark Void 64 here. Welcome to another Eldest Souls video. This will be part 2. Telling me to infuse this shard. This is another part of the tutorial. It wants me to use that grappling hook. I don't have a choice. But as far as I've seen, this is the only time in the game that forces you to do something like this. Now it's telling me to put it back. Where I like it anyways, but it might actually be where I learned to like it. If I charge it up, max that, and then release it, it does that. So I guess that log's only purpose is for the tutorial. Checkpoint. It's a little frustrating at first that this game does not have a mini-map or a map of any kind. So basically, you have to just explore. The map's not that big. The main emphasis on this game is the boss fights. This is one of the gods we have to fight. Go back over to the left though, there was another door. I'm going to fight that one first. Okay. Time for the next boss fight. Right before this boss fight starts, a ball of fire and a ball of water will appear and merge to form the boss. Once the boss fight starts, the boss will be completely invincible. There will be a blue bar above the red health bar. You'll need to attack the boss enough times until that blue bar is completely gone, after which the two orbs will split apart. One of the first attacks to watch out for will be when it shoots 3 fireballs at you. You'll know it's going to do this when there's a fire icon above the boss's head and it looks like the orb has opened up and the pieces of the shell look like they're laying flat. It's fairly easy to dodge, just dash through it or move out of the way. If you see the orb open up and it looks like shards of the orb are connected to the center with some kind of gooey string, you might also hear what sounds like it's charging something up. This is when you know it's going to shoot a laser fire beam at you. It's going to shoot it wherever you are, so you're going to want to get the timing right and you're going to want to dash to dodge out of the way. The floor under the beam will be left hot and will damage you if you walk over it, so be careful. Speaking of which, you'll need to watch out for this next attack. If you see the orb open up and it has 4 triangle-shaped shards and it moves to the center of the map, that means it's going to make a huge explosion. You can either dash through it if you get the timing right or move to the edge of the screen. After that, it's going to leave most of the floor hot, which will damage you, so be careful. Do keep in mind that fire-based attacks will have a fire icon above the boss, and water-based attacks will have a water icon. This next attack looks like the fire explosion, but water-based. It sends out 2 waves on either side, horizontally or vertically. Whichever it sends out first, it will send out 2 more waves the other way. So if it's horizontal first, vertical will be second, and vice versa. Similar to the fire beam, the boss has the same appearance for the water beam. 2 water balls appear on both sides of the boss, which both shoot a water beam at you at the same time. Try to get the timing right and dash through it. After the blue bar is gone, the boss's fire and water parts split apart. Now both will attack you at the same time, but are generally weaker than when they're combined. You will need to be careful and watch for 2 attacks at once. The smaller counterparts will have similar appearances as when combined. Shards laying flat for shooting balls, pulling apart with strings for beam attacks, and 4 large chunks for fire explosion or water waves. There are 3 attacks for each element to watch out for. Fireballs, it will shoot 4 fireballs as opposed to 3 when the boss is combined, so there's an extra one. Fire beam, it can still kill you, so be careful even if it's weaker. It also leaves the floor hot. A fire explosion, it's smaller than when it's combined, but still try to keep away from this or dash through it. Water balls, it will send 3 out at the same time and they home in onto the player, so keep an eye on them. A water cone, it's short ranged, but it's similar to the fire beam. Just keep some distance from the water boss. And lastly, a single water wave. After a while, either the water or the fire orb will move to the center of the screen. If the water orb moved, back away and get ready to dash. The water orb and fire orb will both emit a pulse wave that moves outward. Carefully dodge both. After the first water and fire wave, only the fire orb will shoot waves out. It does it 3 more times for a total of 4 waves. If the fire orb moved, keep your distance and get ready to move a lot and dash if needed. The orb will shoot a spinning beam that you will either need to follow or dash through to avoid damage. Don't worry about attacking either orbs during this, too risky. The boss recombines after either of these attacks. Near the end of the fight, when the boss's health is low, when the 2 boss parts are separated, focus all of your attacks on the fire orb. If you break the water orb first, it's a pain in the ass, and I'm not even going to bother showing that. Break the fire orb until its health is 0. Once the fire orb breaks, it will shoot large, powerful fire beams going counterclockwise. It shoots 3 at a time. These are easy to avoid, just keep an eye on them. The boss has put up one last shield in a last-ditch effort to survive. Carefully attack the water orb to get the blue bar to 0 and you've won the fight. Now I'll show you my boss fight. And that one's dead too. Now this boss gave me another shard. Now this one's a little risky, but I like to put it in my active shard. This one always has a thing where if you are over 50% health, it damages you. And if you're under 50% health, it heals you. So I like to keep it to heal myself. But also sometimes when I'm doing a lot of damage, I'll throw the fire one in. That's the one that damages you. Because I'm going to heal myself anyways with the bloodthirst. So I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to add another point here. I'll do the one that increases the size. That way there's more room to do damage. Right. I'll show the next boss in the next video. Hope I was helpful. Hope I helped someone out there. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Like if you want to show your support. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you liked or didn't like. I'll see you in the next video.